Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome back to my channel. Great guys to be back on a small video today. Yeah, I've had quite a few guys struggling with finding their maps once they have created their own start map and then struggling to find it in game. So I thought I'll make a quick video just on tips when you've made your map, how to sort out a few basic things, I'm going to give you a few pointers and take you through the process of making a start map. I've already actually made a video on that, so check my channel. There is a video specifically made on how to make a start map or an empty map or a blank map. I can't really remember what I called it. Maybe we can quickly pick it up. I honestly can't remember what it was called. But anyway, what I'll do is I'll chuck the link in the description of the video. It's going to be much easier. Well guys, if this is your first time on my channel, a warm welcome to you. It's always great to to share a bit of knowledge. Sorry for that. And have videos of explaining stuff on my channel. So if you're interested in map making and learning with all of us together, it's always nice. Just hit that subscribe. Always nice to see new guys. And yes, we're a nice community here on my channel. We've got a nice what do you call it, a Discord where there's questions and answers and a lot of friendly guys making maps and sharing their stuff and their progress and whatever. Just jump on there. All the links is in every video description. And yeah, just remember to subscribe. That's what's important. Great man guys, so let's have a quick browse. So when you make your start map or your new map from scratch, I just want to quickly open the editor. So obviously you need to open the editor and the first thing a lot of guys don't check is the editors isn't when you install your editor the first time, make sure you download the latest version from Giants Developer Network, or GDN. It's the short for that, but search on Google for Giants Developer Network and then download the latest one. The latest one is 903. I don't know of a newer version at this stage. But anyway, so in your preferences, by default, there's nothing here at the installation path. Now guys, there's two directories that the game and the editor uses. The one is Farming Simulator installation directory, which is this one. And then also the other one is the actual mods directory and your save game directory, and the game setup files are all in your documents folder. Now a huge tip guys, if you're going to do map making and you have any type of mod hosting thing, you get those mods that actually or programs or software that take your mods folder and organize it for you, and you have different saves in your mod folder so you can have different sets of mods to use. Get rid of that stuff because it's going to confuse your editor. I've had a lot of guys with problems with misdirectories, and then when they make a map, then they can't find the files and the textures are in different places and wrong spots, and it's a huge mess if you use that type of software. So get rid of that first of all. And then the next thing is any cloud drive system, like for instance OneDrive. Now Microsoft OneDrive is a wonderful tool, and you get this other thing, trying to think what's that now called, but anyway, maybe it will come to mind. But if you have OneDrive on your system, immediately uninstall it, and then if you uninstall OneDrive, you have to go into your C drive users, and then under your profile find the OneDrive folder and then put all the stuff that's in the OneDrive folder into its place. For instance, in OneDrive you'll have your documents, your desktop, all kinds of stuff, so move that into the appropriate folders. So the contents of those folders in the OneDrive folder, just drag them over to its appropriate place, like pictures and music and whatever is in the OneDrive folder, because your profile already have folders for it, Otherwise, if you uninstall OneDrive, you might think, oh my word, all my stuff is gone. It's not. When you uninstall it, it will lie here under a OneDrive folder for you. Alright, so get rid of OneDrive and just forget about it, because it causes problems with the editor, especially when you import stuff. because the mods folder is in your documents folder, and OneDrive does your documents for you. It synchronizes with the cloud. It is crazy what errors you can get with OneDrive. So get rid of that stuff, and then you'll be a happy chappy doing some mods and whatever. Alright, so we're getting to the installation directory. So the game has two Farming Simulator 22 directories. I've got it here in my shortcut thingamabob here on the left. The very first one is your game install directory, which I've got the Steam version. So wherever you've installed Farming Simulator, the game is the directory it wants there. So it's whatever drive you're on, Steam Apps Common, and then Farming Simulator. So all you'll do is here in the editor, you click on these three dots and you will go to that directory. So on mine, I've got mine installed on E under Steam, and then Steam Apps Common, and then Farming Simulator. So all you will do is double click that directory so it shows up there, and then you see say select folder. You see, so when you select folder, it will drop it in here, and if you navigate here to the end, there it is. So it must look like that. Alright, that's it. Now the text editor tools, external tools, you don't need that. You can leave it empty. If you have an editor like I have, I've got Notepad++, you can do the same with that. Just navigate to Notepad++, the exe for that. There it is. And then just say there, select folder. Or on this one actually, sorry guys, let me just see, what was that? Program files. So it's a 64-bit app. So you'll go into program files, Notepad++, you click on the exe and say open. That's all you do, and that will pop the whole directory in there for you. You click apply and you close. Don't change anything else, it's not needed. Then you're a happy chappy. So that's the very first thing. I just want to tip you guys on that. It's important if you want to do mods, because it's going to need the installation directory for FS22. Now if you've got any other version of Farming Simulator, like you get a box version, and I helped a guy the other day with an Xbox version. My word, guys, don't buy these funny weird stuff. Just buy from Steam. It is the most wonderful application to host all your game files in. And what's nice about Steam, it's so easy to use. If you open it, there's Farming Simulator 22 there. You right click on it, you go into manage, and you got properties here. You can go into your local files and you can verify your game files. If something goes wrong with your game, you just click here on verify the game files, whoop, and it will check every single file, replace the faulty ones, and your game is perfect again. You don't even have to uninstall it, you know. So and believe me, the game gets problems, yeah, especially when you start with with map making, guys. You won't believe how many guys edit the in-game files. It's small mistakes, guys. You copy, instead of copying a placeable from the placeables folder on the in-game and put it in your map folder, they actually drag and drop, and it cuts and pastes, and then the stuff doesn't work in game anymore. It happens, guys. I mean, I've done it myself in the past. By accident, you mess up the in-game file. So then it's so easy to repair. It takes 2 or 3 minutes to verify, fix your game, and then all is well. Alright, so what we're going to quickly do is, just while we're talking, just make a new mod from game. I'm just going to use the Alpine map. It's going to put it here. It's going to show you where the directory is, where it's going to put it. So it's documents FS22 mods. Alright, so there you go. So it's just quickly making us a copy of the Alpine map, and then I'm going to show you all the things, how to get this map in game and working. Because normally in the old days, in the older versions, you didn't get a working map. Alright, so here we go. There is a Alpine map, all working and all looking good. It's a copy of it now. It is in my documents folder, so we're going to grab that. I'm just going to say yes, save it, just for fun. Might update all the nitty gritties. And now, that was the first directory, guys, was the installation directory. I showed you that. And now the second directory is where we're going to go now, is the one where it's in your documents folder. So you will go to your profile. If you don't know where that is, it is under users. So it's C drive users, and then whatever your profile name is. So if you click on your user, you should find your profile name here on Windows 11, and the same thing on Windows 10. If you click start, it's here on the side. There's a little man face like that there. You just hold your mouse over that and it will give you the profile name. So then you choose the right profile name here, and when you log into Windows, if you have a login, some people don't have a login, they just go straight into Windows without a password, which is very dangerous. I'll never suggest that, because that gives your PC just access to whoever is online and whatever for hacking and cracking and whatever, stuff happens. Anyway, so find your profile, open that up, go to documents, and then my games, and then Farming Simulator 22. Sorry, no, I'm in my documents is somewhere else. Sorry, my documents, I've moved my location. For instance, I'm on D backups my documents. All right, so it won't be in my profile. So this profile, this one will be empty. But yours, if you right click on your documents and check location, so it's properties, location there, and it will give you where your documents is. But mine, I know for a fact it's in here, and then documents. There's all my documents, and then we go to my FS22 mods, and there is my map. So what I'm going to do now with this map is Control X like that, cut it and drop it into my mods folder. Now when we were in the documents folder, there's also a Farming Simulator 22 directory in there, which will be if I can get to F, I should have just pressed F on the keyboard. It's so much easier. Why don't I see it here? Sorry, my games. It's under my games, and then Farming Simulator 22. So we can find it in here now. If only I can see it. There it is. Alright, so here's the Farming Simulator directory in your documents. Now I've made myself a shortcut here, because I don't want to go through this process every time finding the folder. So I've just made myself one here on the quick access toolbar. So I just can click it there and I'm immediately there, as you can see, And then now here's my save games, and then a very important thing for modding and for map making, you're going to want to go to the game.xml file and just change here at the bottom. There's a development section. You'll see the controls there is false. Just type in there, double click it and type true, and save it and then close it. What this will give you is in game, while you're in game, you can press the tilde key. Now if you look at your keyboard there, where the QWERTY is, QWERTY, just on top of that is your your number section, and then to the left of it there's a sine wave, a small little sine wave next to the 1 key, the 1 and the exclamation mark key. That little sine wave key is the tilde key. So if you press that in game, it will pop up your log, your game log, so you can check errors while you're in the game. But if you can't find, or if you don't be bothered to use the log in game, you can come here. There's your log file for every game. Every time you open the game or a new map, it will create a new log for that session. And then you can open this log and find all your problems and errors for your map. So this is going to be very handy, especially when you want to make a new map and start playing with modding and map making and whatever. If you want to know any problem with your map, just go in here. And a huge tip, guys, do not test your maps with mods in your mods folder. So have your 1 or 2 usable mods for testing, like I have here. I've got all these maps that I'm busy with, and then here is store deliveries, which I always use for testing. This harvester I can delete, I don't use that anymore. It was just for testing a map. And then I've got 1 or 2 other things that I normally play with. This one I can just cut, because that's a flexi coil. In fact, no, I'll just leave it, because I use that flexi coil plow to test plowing in the game and all kinds of things, so that's nice. So I use a few things that I use for testing that I definitely use. Easy development controls is a must-have for testing maps, so do get yourself those. Easy dev controls is in your mod up, so you can just type in the easy dev and you'll find it easily. Store deliveries, I believe it's also in ModHub, so very handy tool to have. It makes, if you use your Shift, Alt and S key, you can have a store delivery anywhere on the map, so very handy for testing. If you quickly want a harvester and a plow or whatever, a tractor where you're busy working on the map, just press Shift, Alt and S, and boop, it will create you a store delivery right there where you are. So everything you buy will be delivered right there on the spot, you know. And dev controls will give you ability to put money in the game. That thing is awesome. You can change the setup of the fields, what is planted, does it have rocks, does it have lime, what stage of growth, what type of crops is growing. It is wonderful. Change the daytime, change the weather. It is 1,000 things you can do with easy dev control. So very handy tip for map makers, guys. Now, next thing, we've got now our mod. Did I paste it in here? No, I have not. Oh, I must now go back to that previous directory. Oh my word, I forgot to paste it. So it was documents and then FS22 mods. So I'm just going to drag it over to my mods folder, because I've already also made myself a shortcut for my, I've pinned into my quick access list for mods, because the mods folder is in the FS22 directory, and there it is. So now we have a mod map Alpine, and you can name it now whatever you want. So first thing is change the name. I'm just going to put it FS22. It's called Erlengrot in the game, so I'm going to just leave it Alpine like that. It should be fine, no problem. I'm just going to take the map out like so. FS22 Alpine. Alright, so now we have that. Now guys, huge tip, another big tip, do not zip your map. I know you're tempted to zip your map because you think in your mind, you think, oh, the map needs to be zipped, I can't play the map in game if it's zipped. That is totally wrong. Leave it unzipped. You can edit it directly in the mods folder. So leave your map here until you've got the 10th version and all the work that you've done, all your placeables and productions and cows and custom husbandries are installed, and the map, you are 100% satisfied. Then you zip the map. When you're ready to publish it to ModHub or wherever you want to publish it, I don't make use of ModHub for my mods. I put all my mods on Nexus Mods, which is 700 times better than ModHub. Yeah, I don't get money for my mods, but at least I don't have to go through all that nitty-gritty red tape to get the map onto ModHub, you know. It's so simple and easy. Just go to Nexus, put yourself up there, create a little profile with a username and password, and there you are. You can upload your mods for free. And nice thing, your maps can be up to 20 gig. It is amazing. You'll never have a map that size, but you can upload stuff to 20 gig for one file. It's crazy. Anyways, guys, so here we are. Now we have our little map. The next step for the zipping, when you look at a zip map, so when you've finished your mod or your map, a map is a mod, by the way, guys. It's called a mod map because it's got a mod desk file. You'll notice that the in-game maps do not have a mod desk file. So that is, I don't know what they call that. It's a map. But every map you can find and download is a mod, because it's got a mod desk. So it's a mod description file. Alright, so in other words, it's a mod map. Yeah, it's just terminology, guys. So don't get confused with that. So the very first thing, when you open your map file, this is my map file. That's in the mods folder. That's my map. And then you need to see the mod desk file there. You cannot move this about. It needs to be there for the game to recognize your map. Now, you won't believe how many guys, when they get to the point they want to test their map or upload it, they zip it wrongly, and then it doesn't work in the game anymore. Very important. And a good tip for you, when you upload to any upload site that changes your mod name when you download it. Most of the upload sites keep the name, but Nexus, I know for a fact, they add numbers to the map folder, you know, or the download, I would say, the zip download. And sometimes, depending on how you've done your placeables. That's why I've moved away from the, I can actually show you. Sorry guys, I'm just giving a hiccup here. If you open your placeables XML, you have I got anything here? Oh, this is now a brand new map. So let's quickly just go to a map that I know will have placeables. Go into my Pilgrim's Rest map, all for free to play anyway, guys. Just go and grab it. All my maps are free to play on my website in the video description. Placeables. If I go to XML placeables, where does my placeable go? Oh, here we go. So if you go to your placeables and you see the map there, in the old days in FS 17 and 19 it used to be modder. So modder and then FS 22, whatever the map name, and that is a problem. So the moment you have a modder, it is map, the name of the map is getting dependent on, and when they change the name in the download, it doesn't work anymore, and your placeables is missing and stuff doesn't work that you've placed in there. So that's very important to stick to the map there and not the modder, guys. I always use the map there, unless you place a mod in your map, then you'll use the modder, and that I've got videos on that if you're interested in placing a mod in your map. Alright, so I've made videos on that, so no problem. Now the tip of zipping your map, I wanted to show you guys. The first thing, like I said, very important, you need to see the mod desk file. So when you zip your map, what guys normally do, oh, here's my map, I want to zip it now. So they right click on the map and they say send to is one option, compress to zip file. You see, so you've got the option there. This is Windows 11. Windows 10 I think is the send to menu and then send to zip file, and then it creates a zip file for you with the map name. But watch what happens now when I say send to zip file, compress to zip. Check now, it's going to create this a nice looking map, a zip of the map, and there it is, fs22 alpine.zip. But check now what happens when I open it up. No mod desk. So now my map's not recognized in game. You can't see it anymore, and you think, oh, what is wrong, you spent 7 hours asking guys and fiddling around, and you can't figure out why is your map not working. You know, the problem is you've zipped it wrong. Now the actual map is now here. This is the actual map. So if you open that, there's the mod desk, but now the game looks in the zip for the mod desk, so there is no mod desk here, so obviously it doesn't recognize it and you don't see the mod or the map in game. So very simple and easy, guys. So the correct way to zip is another tip. So you open your map, don't zip there on the folder. Open the folder and then select everything in the folder by pressing Control A. It's Control and Apple, A for Apple. Right click on one of them and then zip, compress to zip. You see, now what's going to happen is the following. It's going to create you a zip file here in the map, but just wait for it to finish. And all we do now is rename this zip file to your map folder or your map name and move it into your mods. You see, so now I have maps.zip there, and I can rename it to FS22 Alpine or whatever your map name is. I'm just naming it anything now. And now when I open my zip, there it is, mod desk. So now the game will recognize it and it will work well. Alright, so that's another tip for you guys. Okay. Alright, so now the first thing we want to look at, oh, now I've closed it. Luckily it's so easy to reopen, you know. So when we've got this map now, it's got a mod desk, it doesn't have a preview, all that stuff. I've got videos on all of that, how to make a start map, so I'm not going to go through that again. But what I want to do now, oh my word, now I've opened the wrong thing. I'm so used to clicking that very first one because I'm in Farming Simulator all the time, you know, and now I've played Men of War a bit. So you guys are going with me on a little trip here down the Men of War memory lane. Oh my word, exit. Okay. Sorry guys, stuff happens, you know, life is full of interesting stuff, and it will give you an error because I really quickly exited. Farming Simulator 22. So if you open your game now, and we're going to look now for FS22 Alpine. Very important now, if you've done an in-game map, I'm going to show you now. The problem most guys have is they don't change the mod desk map name inside. So what's going to happen now, they start a new game and they're going to go in here, Elm Creek, that's your first map, Wood Belleron, dope, I didn't kill that, and then they see Ellengrad. Now Ellengrad, it looks like it's my mod map, but it's not. This is the in-game one. So if I go to that, here I find my mod map Alpine. You see, so they don't realize, in their mind they think they've used the Alpine, but you must look for the actual one. So I always give the guys the tip of, let's go out here quick. Alright, my volume is a bit high here in my ears, I just want to set that softer. And open your mod desk and rename your map immediately. You see a mod map Alpine. So just put your name in here. I'm just going to call it Ian's Alpine map, just like that. Let's just make that an A, caps A, like that. That should be alright. And then copy that, very important, Control C. You're going to have to give your map a German name, or you just delete the whole line. But if you want to upload to ModUp, you need both English and German. So you're going to have to figure out a German name. In my case, I'm just going to leave it all the same, because it's just for showing you guys, you know. So everywhere where it says title, you change. And very important, here by the ID, guys, change the sample mod map to your map name as well, like that. Alright. Now you would immediately think, Ian, Farmer Bob, you got spaces in your mod name, map name. It is alright, it's not a problem, just leave it like that. Okay, so that shouldn't give any issues. Alright, so now, and you can obviously, big tip guys, if you created a new map like this, download yourself the Test Runner app from GDN. I just want to quickly open in a new tab. No, I don't want a new tab. I want to go in a new window. If we have a new window, I can make it small like that. And then we're going to go to map stuff, Test Runner. There it is. And this tool is from GDN. It's a little tool to test your map and mods. So you have to have an unzipped map like we have. So we can go here to FS22 Alpine and then just make that smaller like so. And then I can drop the folder of the map on the Test Runner app like that. And now what it's going to do now is it going to go through my whole map, check every R3D, check every XML, test the map and see what problems there is. Now you guys are my witness. I've just made this map now from the in-game map, and I don't know what we're going to find. So let's just see. We already got some problems there and errors and whatever, and this is a very handy tool to find problems on your map, guys. Now the test version is fine. I know it should be 72, the latest one is 72, so that's all right. So I don't have too much worries. Has collision. Now I'm not going to go into how to fix these errors. It's very simple to fix these. It's just collision on those buildings. So you're going to find this building and change the collision. Normally it's on your LOD. Does it say here? Yeah, it is LOD 0. So you'll open LOD 0 and you'll find that there's two collisions on LOD 0 and LOD 1. So you remove the trigger of the collision on the LOD 1, and you should be alright. That's normally what the problem is, and the test version we can just change that. So you can see there's no real problems on this map. You'll find if you if you don't do that. And a huge tip, guys, do not put anything in your map, any mod, any placeable that you downloaded off the internet and unzipped. Do not place it in your map and import it before you've put it through the Test Runner app. Very important. So you unzip your mod or whatever you've downloaded, placeable, or if you want to add it to your map, put it through this app and fix the problems first before you pull all that issues into your map i3D, because that issues is going to go with your map i3D. And believe me guys, you want to keep your map simple and error free, as little as you actually don't want errors in your map. All right, so there's a huge tip for you, to stick to that, and all should be fine. And now we can just go into game quickly and just open the map just to check if what it looks like. I hope my in-game volume isn't too bad, because I recall, just want to quickly see options, sound, master, music, vehicle, environment. Why is this environment so hard? I don't use the radio. Voice chat. Okay, so that's alright. Save settings, yes. Okay, so here we go, guys. Career, we open a new map and then find our map. Now it should have a new name. Ian's Alpine map. That looks much better. So rename it so you can distinguish it from the in-game one, because sometimes you can get confused between the actual in-game one and your map, because it's now a copy of the actual map, you know. Because remember, we're just trying a start map, and remember, now I'm going to hit that tilde key and immediately you will see there's a log running. So I've just pressed the tilde key once. Now there's a lot of console commands that you can use in this. I don't know what they all are, but there is tons of console commands that you can Google if you want to use this console. There is stuff you can do, like change the daytime, all that. But I mean, if you have the GUI of mods that is so easy to use, the easy development controls, for instance, you don't need to use the console. I just use this console, the tilde key, with that for errors. So you can use your page up and down, scroll through all of these and check your map for errors. So if you see, there should be one error with red and yellow coming through sometime, which there it is. This shader error, you see the emissive additive shader XML. Do not try and fix that. It's an in-game error. You will never fix that. It is part of Giants' problem. They never fixed it, and it's like 2 years already, you know. So just leave that alone. Don't bother about it. And then you always get a warning that your map is not zipped. And there it tells you in plain English, only zip mods are supported in multiplayer. You need to zip FS22 Alpine to use it in multiplayer. So it's the only time that you need a zip mod is when you use it in multiplayer. So if you work on a map, you really do not need to zip it. You can work on it directly until you're happy with the map. And there you are. You've got a copy of the base game map. Working copy, very nice. Now you can fiddle with it. Yes, it doesn't have a PDA yet. Well, it's got sort of a PDA. But no real PDA. It's not a PDA yet, guys. But I've got videos on how to do that. I'm not going to get into that stuff now and waste this video's time with that, you know. So there you are, guys. There's a few good tips for you on just getting your map in game and working. And but the biggest one, guys, is do not put any mod or placeable into your map if you haven't tested it on Test Runner. Very, very good tip for you. That will keep your map working, and you can actually just drop your map onto Test Runner like we've done and keep on fixing all the problems that's in there, you know. As you go along, it will keep your map good and clean and working perfectly in game, you know. So that's a very nice app to use, and it share you the problems that there are. One last tip on the Test Runner, guys. When you work on Test Runner, where is that Test Runner now? It is on my desktop there. Sorry, it is this one here. Just want to open this report quickly. When you work on Test Runner, it will always show you the problem. If there's shader issues, it will give you the solution. But in this case, you just need to read the actual in red, and if there is a solution, they give us normally in green. The green blocks will be your solutions, how to fix it. But I mean, the title is localized for DE while identical to EN. You see, so they're saying here you cannot have the title it's identical you need to change it, you know. So in my case, I will just give the German name a German name. So I'll just Google with Google Translate and put my English name in there and translate it to German, and then put the German version in there. You know, that's the way you fix that problem. And the mod desk here, it should be minimum 72. So I'll just go into my map folder. This one I'm finished with, so I don't need to have that. So if I now open my mod desk, I can just change this version here to 72. And why on earth they don't change it to 72? They know that 72 is the latest mod desk version. So I mean, hello. It's still on 60. So anyways, so now it's 72. So every map that you make now, it must be 72. And obviously by the time, in a year's time, you watch this video, just make sure you check what's the latest desk version, you know, with the Test Runner app. It will tell you. And always have the latest Test Runner app, guys. Always check that you've got the latest Test Runner app as well. Good. I hope it's been insightful, guys. I've really helped a lot of guys with this problem, so I want to address these problems in this video. How to zip a map, how to check for problems, and just make sure. Now if you get quick last thing, if you open the Test Runner, it gives you that black screen. It's now, I've unfortunately closed it, that black screen. Sometimes if you have, let me show you what happens. If you make typos, you know, say for instance now, I put a typo here. I'm going to put here a few typos. And let's delete that. So I've got the author now all messed up. So I save this mod desk now. And if I run this now through Test Runner again, let me just go here, desktop, right click, open in a new. No, I keep on new tab. I'm so used to going new tab. I never really use the new window. So anyway, let's just carry on. Desktop, then we go to map stuff and then Test Runner. There it is. And every time you do Test Runner, it will create you 3 files. It's the log for Test Runner itself. The Test Runner, the same report gives you an HTML as well as XML. So you give you all those 3. I just normally delete them, keep them fresh. And now I can just drop my whole map folder once again on the app. And immediately you'll see it's not going to finish the test, because it's picked up that there's problems in my file, one of my XMLs, and it will not continue the tests until you fixed all the problems in your XMLs. It's very nice to check for XML problems and typos and all that type of thing. So if you have a map that doesn't work or something is not right, do the Test Runner, because here I've just made a typo there and it tells me here I've got a problem. So not well format. So this is my very first error up here. Let me just see. So XML pass error, you see, and it tells you which XML. It's a moddesk.xml. Not well formatted, invalid token in line 3, column 25. Don't worry about the columns. I don't know where they get the columns from. These guys suck things out of their thumbs like you won't believe, you know. But anyway, at least I tell you in line 3 there's an invalid token. So if I open my mod desk now in my map, here it is, Alpine mod desk. You see line 3. I can click on line 3 and there's a typo. So now I need to have a look. If you click on the first thing, it needs to end with purple, you know. So the start and the end must always be purple. So if I click on author, I can immediately see there's a problem here. So I can just fix the problem like so. And now if I click there, it should be all right, you know. So, but fortunately enough for me, I know what I've done wrong. But in your case, if your Test Runner doesn't carry on, just check the errors that it tells you here. It's telling you what is wrong, you know. And then the next thing, not well format, invalid total, line 3, aborting the test run due to setting. Trace the most recent call last file, data collection, XML PI, line 35 in collect. Line 3 now. Okay, so there's nothing else. So now there's still another problem in my mod desk. Remember, I created 2 typos, so I'm just going to save this and quickly rerun it and show you that now it will pick up the next typo. So unfortunately, it's one at a time. It just do one at a time. I don't know why they've done it one at a time, but it is what it is, and we can't can't worry too much about it, so just retest it. So fix that one typo they show, and now it's going to see, oh, but line 16 now has got a problem. And so first things first, it says here collected time extensions modest. It tells me there's a password error, invalid token, line 16, aborting the test. So I have to now check line 16 in my mod desk. So that is the way you troubleshoot, guys. So now I can go to line 16, just check line 16. I've put in this little funny magenta key here, and there you go. And now save it. And now if I run my map to test runner, it should all be well. I could just quickly close that. I did close it, so if I run it now, it should run through and check the whole rest of the map. You see now it's opening the editor tests, and then yeah. So that's what I love about Test Runner. Check all the XMLs and it will literally go through all the XMLs. If there's any typos in them, it will tell you line, and it's one at a time. So fix one, save, retest. Fix one, save, retest until your map runs like mine is running now. And it's all going great. There you go. You see now, you'll see that version number is gone. I'll fix that. I'm not going to bother about that. And I've still got the identical German name for the map. Alright, so that is how you do it, guys. Well, guys, I really hope that's been insightful. A few tips for you on map making, getting your map working, the start map, and sorting out a lot of other issues. Alright. Have a wonderful, awesome day. Remember to subscribe, guys. I really do appreciate your subscriptions, and also your input, and also your support. All the links in the description. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Cheers.